This is a short video to introduce and explain the Cornell method of note-taking. When you're researching a topic, you might be searching for information online or in books, and you need a way to record your findings so that you can return to them again later. These are skills that you might use to prepare for a spoken or written presentation, or to revise for a test or exam, or just looking over your classwork regularly at home. In this video, I'll explain what Cornell notes are and how to use them. They're originally designed for students at university to take notes in lectures. They're designed to make information easy to find and to organise your work clearly, and I'll show you how to do this. It's designed to encourage you to reflect on your learning, and I'll show you how to do this too. First, let's have a look at how you create a page of Cornell notes. There are templates available online, but it's really quite easy to draw them yourself. You need a pen and a ruler, and you divide a page of A4 into what looks like a capital I, which is slightly off centre. As a guide, leave about 5 centimetres from the left hand side of the page and about 5 lines from the bottom of the page. Draw these lines in bold, maybe using a felt tip pen so that they stand out, because they create the 4 sections of your notes page. The heading at the top, what we call a cues column, on the left. The largest section on the right where you record your notes, and a summary section at the bottom. So what do you write in each section? Well, there's different rules for each of the 4 sections, so we'll look at them one by one. At the top, above the horizontal bar of the I, record the date and the heading. This will help you to find your information and organise your notes when you return to them later on. On the left-hand side of the page is a column where you record your cues. These are things that will prompt you to remember the information that you've researched on that topic. These might be subheadings, for example, types of reaction, or key terms. What is Pythagoras' theorem? Definitions, or anything else that might help you recall the ideas in your notes. The idea is that this column should include all the key information and questions that you've recorded information in the notes section. So let's move on and have a look at that. The right hand side of the page. As you can see, it's a larger column where you're going to record more detailed notes on the subject. It's better here to try to paraphrase or put in the important ideas that you've read or watched into your own words. Bullet points, lists, even spider diagrams can be effective here because you don't need to use sentences. You actually don't even need to use words. Symbols and abbreviations can be a very useful way of making your notes more condensed. Lastly, do remember to leave spaces between ideas so that you can see how the notes that you've taken are grouped together into subtopics. The section at the bottom of the page is used to summarise your notes. Here what you do is write a few sentences to show what you understand about the topic. You're trying to include all the key ideas in the cues column in more detail than that section, but in less detail than in your full notes on the right hand side. It's often good to leave a few days after you took your notes before completing this. Here's a really good example of how you might use your Cornell notes. This is obviously people who's looking at the Weimar Republic. We can tell that because of the clear topic at the top of the page. We can see that they've identified 5 different key ideas that they want to record notes on. These are down the left hand side in green, and then on the right hand side they've taken notes using bullet points and shortened form and abbreviations to communicate the ideas. They've taken it a step further and identified using a highlighter different ideas and how they might connect to different aspects of their exam. Before at the end they've got a summary of what this note page tells them. Really simple and clear, really easy to revise with. The Cornell note-taking method develops your skills in the 5 R's that help learning. You're recording information, putting down as many meaningful facts and ideas as you can about the topics you've studied. You reduce the ideas that you've studied, both in the Q column and in the summarising section, to focus on important information and make meanings and relationships between ideas in your work clearer. You can recite by covering everything except the Q's column. You can talk over the facts and ideas in your own words, and if you need to, you can check it by looking at what you've got in your notes. Reflecting on your learning is a good way to consolidate what you've learned. Summarising your notes does this and helps you to identify what you know really well, what you know a little bit about, and where any gaps are in your learning. Lastly, by having them organised together, you can review regularly all your notes to help you retain more of what you've learned. So we've looked at what the method is, how to take the notes, the function of each section, and the advantages of the Cornell note-taking method.